Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you already know the drill. You know I have to invite everybody in because it's no gatekeeping over here. We are the best community on these internet streets, and because of that, I want everybody who wants to be a part of it to be a part of it. And listen, if you've been hanging around with us, being in the comments, having a good time, and you still hadn't subscribed, this is what you need to do. Go down in those settings, look around, find that subscribe button, and go ahead on and subscribe. And while you're in there, hit your notification bell too so you know when I upload or when I just want to pop in. And give me a thumbs up to fight my nemesis, the beast, the algorithm. I'm telling you, it is dragging me. I think it's January. That it seems like every January it starts to drag me. I don't know why, but then it starts to get a little easier, and usually I get it in a headlock around March. So we're gonna see if that's what's gonna happen. Also, I just want to give all of the readers who decide to support the channel by watching the commercials, I just want to give y'all a big thank you, thank you, because y'all are knocking it out of the park as usual, and I appreciate it so very much. It helps so much, and I appreciate it. Also, over in the corner, that's our join button. That's for channel memberships. And if you choose to become a channel member and a part of the reading club, you will be supporting this channel to grow, to improve, and to continue. And I will be so grateful, so thankful, so over the moon appreciative to have that support. Also, if you just want to do a one-time donation, the super thanks button is hanging out somewhere down there. If you find it and you click it, I tell you, I'll be so appreciative and so thankful, because all donations to the channel is always greatly appreciated. All right, y'all, we do have some super thanks. We do. And first up is my girl 2383521E. Yes, decided to come through. Always supporting, always down with the read, and always coming in the comments giving me an encouraging word, and it means so very much. So thank you 2383521E. Thank you for being a ride or die, and thank you for being here. It means everything. So thank you. And next up is Chimamawi Mariska. Thank you, Chimamawi. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for being such a loyal support. Chimamawi has been with me for a while, and let me tell you, always supporting. And I appreciate that so very much. Thank you for being a ride or die. Thank you for being down with the read. Thank you. And most of all, thank you for being here. And our girl Yulette, yes, keep coming through, keep being down with the read, always in the comments. She is just chef's kiss. She is. She's the best, and I am so lucky to have her. So thank you, Yulette. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, girl, thank you for being here. That's the most important thing. And last but not least is Tiger Mommy. Tiger Mommy is everything, and she knows she is everything. Tiger Mommy is just so supportive. She has been with me since just about the beginning, and she is never wavering in that support. She is the best. And I'm so lucky to have her. So thank you, Tiger Mommy. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, as always, thank you for being here. All right, y'all, we're going to play this, and we'll talk on the other side. right, y'all. I want to give another quick shout out to 2383521E, to Chimamanda Mariska, to Eulette and Tiger Mommy. Yes, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for your continued support. It means everything. Your encouragement, your faithfulness, everything. Y'all are just everything to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for being here. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and let me tell you, that's exactly where I have been. And it has been an interesting day. It has. One thing I found very interesting about it is Harry did not go home. And Harry came to court on the fourth day. Yes, he did. He continued to show up. And he was there supporting Liz Hurley. And let me tell you, her testimony was very, very interesting. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what she said about our Prince Harry. Yes, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how Prince Harry left and went to visit someone, and the British media is losing their shit about it. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about Willie and Kitty and Chuck up there hiding up there in Scotland and what they've been up to. We're going to talk about that. We absolutely going to drag them out of their holes and talk about them. And we have a few other things. You know, we always going to have a few other things to talk about. So hold on, buckle in. I promise you I'm not going to hold you long, but I also promise it is going to be entertaining. So let's get started. I'm going to put this up. We're going to start with this. And look at this. I must say, I was surprised by this. Prince Harry showed up for day 4. Even though his turn in the witness box is over, he showed up in solidarity for the other claimants. Who knew? Now, I must say, I was a little surprised by this because I thought once Harry took his turn in the witness box that he would return to Montecito. But no, here Harry is day 4 strutting right on into the courtroom as if he has to testify today. Harry is, I'm telling you, full of surprises. This particular squatty posted about all this and said, day 4, Prince Harry arrives at the Royal Courts of Justice to show support for other claimants in the case against the publishers of the Daily Mail. Yes, Harry said, I'm going to show up even when I don't have to. Harry is not playing with them. And Harry is showing that he's not playing with them. He's taking this very, very seriously because they thought if they got him off the witness stand, that everything was going to fade. He would go back to Montecito, and so would go the eyes of the world. You know, the eyeballs would just gravitate and go along with Prince Harry. But Prince Harry said, no, we're keeping the eyeballs right here. Yes, it's going to be in Great Britain and at the Court of Justice. So, yeah, I found this fascinating and I found it just so endearing when it comes to Harry. You never can predict what our prince is going to do. You think he's going to do one thing and then he pops up and does another one. I love it. But yes, Harry showed up. Day 4, Harry showed up. All right, y'all. I want to play you this soundbite that keeps coming down my timeline, and squatties are just having a field day with it. It is so good. And what it is a soundbite from a panel from Sky News. Rihanna Mills, she's sitting there. And also another correspondent, or I think they call them news readers over there across the pond, but they're talking to a barrister and he is giving his opinion and his analysis of Prince Harry being in the witness box and what the Daily Fail's barrister may have been thinking during the time he was questioning Prince Harry or cross-examining Prince Harry. And pretty much he is saying something that we have said as squatties time and time again about Harry. So let's get into it. I'm going to put a picture up and then we're going to play the sound bite. And when we come back, we will discuss.
A lot has been made of the fact that Anthony White Casey for Associated Newspapers was supposed to do opening statements for 2 days, and he only did 2 hours, which pushed Prince Harry into the box a day early. And this is a technique that can be used to try and rattle a witness. And then today, interesting that they only cross-examined Harry for 2 hours. Now, in my experience, if you have a witness on the ropes, you keep going. He was due to be cross-examined for a day, and they took him out. They pulled him early because I think Harry was doing well, actually. Now, I think what a lot of people think about Harry is that he's a playboy and he's not very bright, but actually, he's intelligent, he's articulate, he's genuine, he comes across genuinely, and also he knows these issues inside out. He's lived this case. And that makes, in my experience, for a very compelling witness. And I think that although there were no hammer blows landed by either side today, I think Harry held up well enough that they thought, this is damaging to us. And he said a few things. For example, he said, I feel like they were trying to drive me to drink and drugs to make more press out of me. He talked about the misery inflicted on Meghan and started choking up. This is the kind of emotional stuff that cuts through to the public. And I think maybe there was a tactical decision by Associated's lawyers that this isn't going well, we should pull him out early so he doesn't do any more damage.
And there you have it. They finally had to say it on national television that Harry is not the dumb one. No, Harry is not the dumb one. Squatties have been yelling this from the mountaintops. I know I have. It is not Harry who is dumb. It is the future king and queen dumb as a rock. Yes, but they have always tried to make Harry out to be the dumb one in order to prop Willie up. But we know now, seeing them as an adult and how they move in this world and how many accolades that Harry has. And when Harry gets on panels, whatever subject he came to talk about, he always is very articulate and insightful in what he is saying. Harry gives speeches now that he uses no notes. It's not a one of them over there that is a member of that family who can give a 5-minute speech without looking at their cards 20, 30, 40 times. So Harry is not the dumb one. It is a lot of dummies over there, but Harry was never one of them. But they had to make the spare less than in any way that they could. And they cultivated this narrative that he was dumb, that he was stupid, that Willie was way head and shoulders above him in every form and fashion. He was the screw up. He was the one that was more likely to be an embarrassment. But it turns out, no, not so much. And now they have to sit on national television and acknowledge it. I love it. I love this. I could play it on a loop 24 hours a day and scream it from the mountaintops like squatties have been doing. Harry is not the dumb one. And this squatty posted that same video from Sky News and said, they have underestimated this smart and intelligent man. They have effed around for far too long, and now they are finding out where is the lie. Because they really thought that they could treat Harry any kind of way. And where did they get that idea from? Well, they got it from that family. They got it from Charles, and I want to say they got it from the Queen because she never did anything to protect Harry. She knew Harry was born into this as the spare, And she just assumed that him being the spare, he was the scapegoat. And that is the way that family treated him. It did. Here, this young boy had no mother whatsoever, no kind of protection, and they treated him like a dog. Even Charles gave his old wench of a mistress his approval to feed his baby son to the wolves over there. Harry had just lost his mother, and this woman and Charles, his father, happily and eagerly fed Harry to the wolves. He did. Harry said it in spare that he was a sacrificial lamb that Camilla served up on her PR altar. And she did it with full approval of Harry's father, Charles. Charles did that. And that is the life in which Harry had to live. And so, yeah, they used him, they scapegoated him, they formed this narrative that somehow he was less than, he was stupid, he was a screw up, he was the one that was the embarrassment, the one that when needed would go straight under the bus on any occasion, any time one of the senior members of that royal family got into any kind of difficulty, Harry had to go under the bus. This is what Harry had to contend with. And he had no protection, none whatsoever. And so now it's coming to light that is absolutely bullshit. He is intelligent, he's smart, he is very, very insightful, and he is a brave and honorable man. And this squatty went on to say, dry up, Daily Fail's pockets. Prince Harry versus Daily Mail justice. These parasites must be held accountable. Enough. I agree. Did y'all hear the part where they said that Harry said in court that he felt that they were trying to get him to use more drugs and to drink more in order for them to report on it? They wanted to drive him to that point. Y'all heard that? This is what these people were up to. And let's not forget, this was going on with the approval of Harry's father. I can't with Charles. Every time that I try with Charles to have a little sympathy, I think about that little boy and him looking at him and saying to himself that this little boy can be my ticket to get my horse on the throne. I can never get past that. I'm just saying. And then Squatty posted that same video from Sky News and said this: the mistake they keep making is thinking that this is the same party boy, Harry. Harry is incredibly smart and articulate. He's lived and breathed this case for a good few years, and he was so ready for every angle. Hence the reason for no further questions, Your Honor, after just 2 hours. Exactly. They think Harry is still the old party boy Harry, the one who fell for the okie doke, them telling him he was stupid and he believed it, that he was less than William and he believed it, thinking that he could never be anything other than William's wingman, and he believed it. But that Harry is long gone. He is no longer here. Harry knows exactly who he is now, and he is a full-grown man who knows his worth, and I love seeing it. And this squatty posted the same video and said the British press knows that Prince Harry is extremely intelligent. That is why they always try to belittle him. He is intuitive and sharp. It's not smart to underestimate him. Where is the lie? They do it time and time again because they believe their own hype. They're smelling their own taint when it comes to Harry. Harry is very intelligent. He's very smart. And now they have to admit it. I was watching this video And as this barrister was speaking and saying how smart Harry was, that Rihanna Mills put her head down. Her body language told me everything I needed to know when he was speaking and saying Harry was very, very smart and all the things that he had did in that witness box. She hung her head. Why? Because she's guilty. She knows that she has perpetrated a narrative that is not true. She is part of the problem. It just absolutely makes me so sick to see all these flying monkeys reporting on this trial and pretending like they didn't have a hand in the torture and the torment of Harry and Meghan. It is sickening at this point, especially Chris Ship, that one. He makes me sick, and this Rihanna Mills and all of them. They try to put on this mask of being legitimate journalists, and they know that they're not. But because of the world's eyeballs, they're out here perpetrating. But we will never, ever allow them to get away with that, and we will never, ever forget. And I'm going to put this one up. This is going to be my last one about this video, but it is so many coming down my timeline. Squatties are absolutely commenting on this because it's so true. And it was said on national TV, and it should have been said, oh, I don't know, ever since Harry has been in existence, because Harry has always been smart. He has always been intelligent. He has always been that guy. He has. He has always been the one that had the heart. He has always been the kind one, the considerate one. He has always been a good person. And this particular squatty that posted this said, the trashy, toxic British tabloids lied to you when they convinced you that Harry is weak or clueless. In reality, he is the most intelligent member of that family and the most fearless one in that family. The rest of them is just a bunch of cowards. Look how they got out of town. They scurried like roaches that you turn the light on, and they scurried out of their hiding place. They scurried and went to Scotland. It says, doubt him at your own risk. This man knows exactly what he's doing, and he's the best. Where is the lie? Where is it? Harry is bopping around London making SHIT happen. He is. And this squatty says, me watching Prince Harry read the Daily Mail for filth. Yes, that's me. I have a smile on my face. Watching Harry move, watching Harry outdo them, watching Harry just being Harry, the Harry that he was destined to be. This is not a new Harry. This is the Harry that always was, but wasn't allowed to be until he met Meghan and got the HE double hockey sticks out of that country and out of that family. Yes, so yes, it is a pleasure getting the reports of how Harry handled himself on the witness box. Woo! It made me smile. It really did. I am loving it. I am just loving it. And I just had to post this one because it made me cackle. Look at this. It says, Prince Harry, if your sources were so good, why were you using private investigators? Yes, Harry put his foot on their necks. Yes, he did. Don't take your foot off their necks, Harry. Do not take your foot off of their necks. And I'm going to put this one up. And they're talking about that whole conversation with the barrister about Harry. And it says he lived this case, and that makes for a very compelling witness. And it says media lawyer Rory Lynch talking to Sky's Sarah Jane about Prince Harry's appearance in the High Court. Yes, and this particular squatty posted that and said, I knew the only reason the Daily Mail didn't question Harry all day in the court was because they realized that Harry had been preparing for this moment and was ready for whatever they threw at him. If he wasn't making them look guilty, they would have kept him on the stand. Where is the lie? Where is it? They even tried to pull that dirty trick of him testifying a day early. Did y'all hear the barrister talk about that? And that is an old dirty trick that they tried to pull on Harry. But Harry stayed ready. He was ready a day early. He would have been ready a day late. Harry was ready, and I love it. And I'm going to put this up. This particular squatty noticed something that I did not notice when Harry is coming into court every day. This squatty says, I absolutely love how every day for the past 3 days, Harry made it a point to look at the camera, smile, and wave, both going into and leaving court. It's such a power move. I didn't even notice it. I saw it, but just to put it together like that, yes, it is a power move. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but yes, I love it. I love it. And it says, brave-hearted Harry, our prince without borders. Yes, hashtag good King Harry. Harry, look at the camera, wave, and smile every day. Go on, Harry. Go on with your bad self. And I'm going to put this up because this particular squatty is posting about Liz Hurley and her day to testify, which was today. Well, yesterday. When this comes out, it'll be yesterday. So it was her day to testify. Harry didn't have to be there, but he was there in solidarity. He showed up, he popped up. And listen, they say that Liz Hurley tore them out of the frame as well, just like Harry. She was having none of it in the witness box. I just love it. This particular squatty is posting about that and said this: Liz Hurley has not come to play. So far during cross-examination by the male's barrister, she called one journalist a snake, pungently asked him to detail which friends leaked information about her and when, and said there was microphones on her windowsills in her dining room. Liz did not come to play. And I love that move about if it was her friends leaking this information, name them. Who were they? I bet you they didn't come up with any names. She challenged them on that. I love it. And the squatty that came up under this post said she has really done well today. Yes, Liz did her job. She did. I'm telling you, I am enjoying this. I love the fact that they are coming prepared and the Daily Mail is not. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up, and this squatty posted excerpts from Liz Hurley's witness statement, and I'm going to read some of it. It says, in her witness statement, Liz Hurley said the allegation that her home landline had been tapped devastated her. She said in her written evidence, the male's unlawful acts against me involved landline tapping my phone and recording my live telephone conversations, placing usurious mics on my home windows, stealing my medical information when I was pregnant with Damien, and other monstrous, staggering things. Hurley continued, above all, it was the discovery that the male had tapped the landline of my home phone and recorded my live telephone conversations that devastated me. I had not come across this brutal invasion of privacy in either of my two battles with the other newspapers. I felt crushed. It represented the ultimate violation of privacy. She added, there's a vast difference, both indefensible, between someone intercepting a voicemail and someone listening in on every phone call in your home and concealing a tape recorder and attaching it to your home BT wire to record your live telephone conversation. I was seething when I discovered the mail did this to me. It says Liz Hurley became very emotional in the witness box, crying as she was shown some of the articles relating to her claim, PA reports. She said she did not need a break, but took a moment to compose herself, wiping her eyes and nose with a tissue. Who would not be upset? Someone literally tapped your landline. Now, when you're talking landline, that you think in your mind that that is so secure. You can talk on your landline. Maybe they could intercept a conversation from your cell phone, but not your landline. These people were absolutely treacherous in how they were conducting business. And the squatty that posted this said, the Daily Fail is a criminal media network. Where is the lie? Because this is nothing but criminal behavior. It says, what interest does Elizabeth Hurley's medical records have to the public? Exactly. Why would they do this? It is none of their business because it's her private medical records. It makes no sense. Make it make sense. I don't see how you can justify this kind of behavior any form or fashion. But I look forward to seeing how they try to do it. I'm just saying. And I'm gonna put this up. This squatty is talking about how the Daily Fails barrister did the exact same thing today as he did yesterday, trying to defend their nonsense. I mean, using the same defense. This squatty says, so much like yesterday, the defense is the same with Liz Hurley, trying to prove a hacked off link. Your friends could be the leakers, not denying allegations or showing that it wasn't them, but trying to intimidate and blame someone else. Time barred, saying that it's been too long to bring this case. Talking about it was your friends. You could have went to hacked off. The only difference I see in this whole defense today from yesterday is at least they didn't try to make the Daily Mail flying monkeys, Liz Hurley's best friends, like they did Harry, trying to make Big Back Becky, Callan Graham, and what's her name, Charlotte Griffin, and this Barbara Jones, Harry's best friend. Now they were stalking him, but somehow that was his best friends. But we all know that maybe they thought this was the way to go because we know that the heir to the throne married his stalker. So they really thought they had a shot after that. Harry will have all the fun posted this, and it says the British press has been allowed to act like a rogue agency for decades. They have infiltrated families, manipulated grief, and weaponized visibility. And the government lets it happen because fear of the front page trumps duty to the public. Where is the lie? And he has written a new article. The name of the article is When the Press Acts Like a Government Agency. And he writes the best article. So if you are interested in this one, hop on over there to his page. But this post is everything because it's true. They have been able to run roughshod over a whole nation because of the government's weak-kneed approach to them. The politicians are afraid to be on the front pages of the rags. Harry has shown courage in front of all of these weak-kneed cowards, including his family. Harry has stood like a man. He has took his shots. They have absolutely blooded his nose, but he has never ever bowed. And he is a perfect example of someone standing up and making a difference. So they all should be ashamed. They should be ashamed of themselves. especially those politicians. They should be ashamed. And this squatty says Prince Harry left the Royal Court of Justice today after spending the morning there to support Elizabeth Hurley while she was giving evidence. And this is what Liz Hurley said about Harry. She said, I just want to say thank you for being such a great person, a gentleman, and a true prince. Your kindness and understanding never goes unnoticed. Yes, he is exactly that. Now, what has Willie ever done to show someone that he is a true prince except being born and slipping through the right birth canal? And I'm going to put this up. This squatty reposted Chris Ship. And Chris Ship said this, new Prince Harry has been seen with Baroness Doreen Lawrence in the House of Lords this lunchtime. He went to Parliament after leaving the High Court earlier, where he has been supporting co-claimant Liz Hurley in her joint case against the Daily Mail publishers. Now, this is a concerning thing for them for some reason. I'm telling you, they are absolutely losing their shit about this. Why? Because they don't know what went on. They don't know anything. It is something very odd for Harry to take off and go over there to Parliament to talk to Baroness Lawrence. So, yeah, they're feeling some kind of way about this. They want to know. Now, these are my guesses. My first guess is Harry is over there to support. First part of the morning, he was supporting Liz Hurley. Second part of the morning, he's supporting Baroness Lawrence because she might be up next on the witness stand. So that could be it. And number two, it could be that Baroness Lawrence is getting a little nervous and Harry's over there to soothe her nerves. But I must admit, Baroness Lawrence looks like she's tough as nails. I don't think he's over there to soothe any nerves because Baroness Lawrence seems to me like she's got steel in her spine. So I would say probably over there strategizing or something like that. Who knows? We might know soon and we may not never know. But boy, I love is driving them crazy. I'm just saying. And the squatty that posted this said, OSHIT. Yes, holy, you know what, Batman. And I'm going to put this one up. And this squatty says, Prince Harry took the only spine the Windsors ever had. Where is the lie? They are cowards. They are cowards, and they have been shown to be cowards. Just this week, we won't even look back at history. This week, they have been shown to be cowards. And it says, imagine a father siding with the Sun newspaper. The effing scum who has done so much harm to society. Just imagine if our media told the truth about the royal family. It would not be a royal family because those people have so many skeletons in their closet, they can barely close it. And they are so mediocre and so isolated and so backwards in their thinking. I mean, it is crazy that this family sits at the tippy top of society. I mean, whoever came up with the concept of royalty should absolutely be, I don't even know what should be done to them because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that these mediocre people who do nothing but be born sits at the top. That concept is mind blowing. And this post is from Peter Hunt. And I think he used to be a politician. Now he is a journalist. And sometimes he comes up with some good articles. He really does. You can tell he is anti-monarchist because of the tone of his writing. He posted the BBC article that was talking about Prince Harry, who got emotional when he was talking about what the press had did to his wife. The title of that article was Prince Harry Becomes Emotional in Court as He Says Press Made Meghan's Life an Absolute Misery. Now, he posted this and said, and the Windsor family is nowhere to be seen, meaning that they ran. They ran as fast as they could to Scotland because of the fact that Harry was in town. What cowards. And they really thought that was a good idea. They did. They never even thought, it never even dawned on them that they would look like cowards. And it says, to understand the king's failure to see his son, you need to remember that his wife's son writes for the Mail, and one of his trusted aides is a former senior employee. Exactly. He is more committed to the fail than he is his own son. But all I can say to that is what's new. He has never been a good father. He has always been a trash father, trash grandfather, trash king. And this squatty came up under there and said King Charles III been silent in the face of every press attack, every threat, every arrest, and every bigoted and racist incident. He not only didn't protect his son, Prince Harry, and his family following these threats, he actively took steps to leave them vulnerable. Where is the lie? And then they went and posted this, which talks about a narcissistic parent. And they put Charles's face next to it, which I love. And it says the weakest thing a narcissistic parent can do is campaign for family and friends to see their own child as a villain. Tell me that's not what Charles has done. He has played the victim when he knows that Harry is the victim and he is the villain. And like this particular squatty said, he has been silent in the face of every press attack, every threat, every arrest, every bigoted and racist incident. I mean, he has stayed silent. Even when they called his own grandson a monkey, he kept his mouth closed. And also, like this particular squatty said, and actively took steps to leave them more vulnerable because let's not forget, went to other nations and said that they did not have to protect him. Isn't that something? So yeah, he's trash. He's real trash. That's the reason I said earlier, every time I really think I could have any kind of sympathy for him, you go back and look at all the trash things that he has done. You can't have any sympathy for this man. This man is absolutely evil. And I'm going to put this up. It looks like Willie is up there in Scotland and making a complete fool of himself. This was an article that appeared in the Telegraph, and it says the Prince of Wales has pledged to help British pubs, describing them as crucial for human contact and the beating heart of communities. And so he, instead of saying that he's going to bring peace to the Middle East, he's going to end the war in Ukraine, that somehow he's going to find a cure for performative cancer, he has decided that one of his life goals is to save the British pubs. And this squatty that posted this said, this is precisely why the British government doesn't let this man out very often. Yes, he come up with some dumb stuff. Not saying the pubs doesn't need help, but Willie is not going to be one to help him. He has pledged to help everybody and everything and solve every problem, but hasn't done any of it because after the money shot is taken, he forgets all about it. And I'm going to put this up, and this squatty says, Kate dashes past security to hug a fan, and the crowd goes wild. Proof the royals love the spotlight while the rest of us pay for the circus. Well, I also saw some posts, and I saw the video, and it is no evidence that the crowd went wild. Now, it's a lot of people saying that she ran to get the flowers from this particular fan, and it was a woman who was sitting in a wheelchair right next to her, had flowers, and Kate did not see her. She wanted the money shot. I'm willing to bet this was absolutely planned ahead of time. They wanted the money shot, and Kate never does anything like this. This is fully a Megan move. And before Megan came along, you would have never got Kate to do such a thing. But we all know it's all performative, and they do nothing but study Megan's every mannerism so Kate can take on her persona. And this right here, look how she's dressed. She's even dressed like Megan, dressed when Megan was over there with the turtleneck and the long coat and the boots. Yes, she is trying to take Megan's persona, and she did this little move here. She's not fooling me. She might be fooling them, but she ain't fooling me. This is nothing but performative. And they want you to believe their narrative that somehow the crowd just went wow. No, the crowd did not go wow. Not at all. I'm just saying. And I'm going to put this up, and Not My King posted this. And this is a picture of Kate running towards this fan. And this is the rear view of that run. And look how much hair Kate has piled on her head. I mean, it is unbelievable. And Not My King says, that's an impressive amount of hair on Kate. Yes, it is. I'm telling you, I don't believe it's a wig left in London that Kate hadn't got and piled on her head. And another squatty came up under there and said, a hot mess. Where is the lie? And I want to put this up. We're going to change gears a little bit because Media Guy has posted more numbers. Yes, new numbers have come out for December when it comes to those rags and their viewership. And this is what Media Guy says. He said, a good day as any to look at the UK tabloid print numbers going down. It says the Mail on Sunday, successfully sued by Duchess Meghan, is down 2% in December. It says the Mirror is down 1.9% and the Sunday Mirror is down 3.3%. The Express is down 1.8%, and the Sunday Express is down 3.6% down. And print matters as it is more profitable than digital. Yes, they are circling the drain. You cannot maintain a business, a publishing business, and you continue to bleed readers like these rags are bleeding readers. Let's look at my favorite numbers because this is the part I really look forward to when these numbers come out. Let's look at the Daily Fail year on year change. And as you can see, the Daily Fail is down 8%. Oh my goodness, 8%. And the Mail on Sunday is down 7.7%. They ain't gonna last too much longer. And people suing the you know what out of them. Oh yeah, they gonna slip down the drain. And the Daily Mirror, listen to this, the Daily Mirror is down 19.1% year on year. And it says the Sunday Mirror is down 22.7%. That's crazy. That's crazy. It says the iPaper is down 10.7%. I mean, they are not doing good. And the Daily Express, the one I really hate as much as I hate the Mail, is down 19.7%. I love, no, 19.5%. The Daily Star is down 19.7%. Oh, I love it. I love it. And the Sunday Express is down 22.5%. All I can say is these numbers are devastating. They are devastating. They are circling the drain. They are just holding on by their fingernails. I love it for them. I bet if I put my head out of my window right now, I could hear the screechings coming from across the pond over there on Fleet Street because they know the end is nigh. I just love it for them, y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think, but this is so delicious. And I'm going to put this up because this was not on my bingo card this year. It was not, because I must say I'm a little surprised by it. And what I'm talking about is an article that showed up in GB News that says it's a new rift in the royal family. Now, it has nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. It has everything to do with Charles and Edward. I kid you not. Look at this. It says a rift has emerged within the royal family over King Charles's approach to Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, with Princess Anne and Prince Edward reportedly believing their brother has faced excessively harsh treatment. I kid you not. A alleged pedo who actually was on the island of pedos and was on the plane with the pedo, was best friend with the pedo, and brought the pedo to Buckingham Palace and sit in the Queen and Prince Philip's seat. The pedo did. And was out there in the Queen's cabin. The pedo was. But yet and still, knowing all of this, they really feel like he was treated too harshly. Anne and Edward need to stop. They really, really need to stop because nobody's treating Andrew harshly. Andrew is getting the treatment that he deserves. He actually deserves more harsher treatment. Like, I don't know, a jail cell. Yes, because if he wasn't a former prince, that's exactly where he would have been. Participating in the activity that he participated in with young girls. Come on now. I'm just saying. But yes, a rift has emerged. Now, isn't that something? That family is just absolutely so fractured. Who would want to be a part of it? I don't even think that. Now, this is my belief. I don't believe Charles and the horse is getting along that well either, because you rarely see the horse anymore. Y'all tell me what y'all think on that one. That is just my speculation. I have just noticed that something is going on with the horse, and you don't see them do joint engagements like you used to. Yes, the horse is either, semi-retired, put out the pasture, or something is going on between her and Charles. But the squatty that posted this said, so let me get this straight. There's a rift in the royal family because Anne and Edward think Andrew has faced excessively harsh treatment. Andrew, Andrew, did they speak up in defense of Meghan? You know, the one that's not accused of heinous crimes? Yes, her. No, they didn't speak up for Meghan. They could have cared less about Meghan. They care about Andrew, who they consider a blood prince, and their brother. These people have no sympathy for anybody other than their own. And so, yeah, like I said, this wasn't on my bingo card. And I'm not too surprised by. Edward, I am surprised by. Anne is a woman who can take a kick in the head by a horse. She's pretty tough. And so, of course, she would speak her mind to Charles. But Edward seemed like he just go along to get along. Him and Sophie does. They lick boots like it is second nature to them. So for them to kick up some dust about that, to have a rift with Charles, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But it's kind of hard to believe when it comes to Edward, but Anne, not surprised. And y'all, I wanted to put this, this is going to be my last one. And I saw this post about Mr. Sherborne. And it says this: David Sherborne specialized in winning privacy and defamation cases for some of the most recognizable names on the planet, including Princess Diana. I did not know he was Princess Diana's lawyer. I didn't know that. I missed that. And it says Harry Styles, Kate Moss, Seneca Miller, Sherry and Tony Blair, Mick Jagger, and Hugh Grant. Mr. Sherborne is not one to play with. He has some swag as well. He does. You look at him, he has some swag. And Mr. Sherborne looks like he is going to tear the Daily Fail right out of the frame. You can tell he is not playing with them. And you can also tell one more thing, and that is he is going to bring the receipts. He is going to bring the receipts. And I cannot wait to see how all this is going to shake out. Now, they say we won't get an answer until early spring about if who won, who lost, all of that. And like I said, it's going to be a 9-week trial. So we're going to have to be patient. But I am looking forward to this like it is Christmas. Yes, I am. Because I wish we could see more of what's going on. Because I would love to see Mr. Sherborne tear him out of the frame. Yes, yes, yes. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.